Welcome to 31 Days of Horror. I'm your host, Ash, and today's movie, we'll be talking about Benny Loves You. Now, a lot of people hyped up this movie saying it was going to be something spectacular, it's extremely funny, it's a bit like Child's Play but a bit more goofy, and unfortunately it wasn't quite that good. It was an average movie, I would say. It's not something I'd necessarily watch again. Our protagonist is a complete and utter loser, and he has no redeeming quality or goals in life. The only thing he seems to want to do is keep his home, and he keeps on doing these demeaning things for his boss and stuff like that. Like his boss asks him to do something and he tells him he's a good boy and treats him like a dog. It's a bit weird. He gives police custard creams, and there's this whole joke about custard creams and him kind of being demeaned by people. And it keeps on going like that, and it's like, okay, can you at least stick up for yourself or have some sort of character development to you, instead of just going around just being this complete and utter loser with nothing at all. Saying that, I did actually like Benny the Killer. It would have been nice to get him to be introduced a lot earlier on, because for some reason the movie starts with a different killer doll, and then we kind of get Benny introduced, but then he's still not doing anything until halfway into the movie. And then even then it's kind of played off as being much more of a suspenseful thing than it actually is, even though all the promotional stuff I've seen clearly shows the Benny doll with the knife in his hand as if he is the killer. So I don't quite understand why you kind of play a bit coy with that and then kind of have him go, oh yeah, it is Benny. And I do like the way he kind of just floats around. He doesn't quite walk like he should, but he just floats around when he's just doing this stuff, and it is quite humorous. So yeah, I would have preferred if it actually focused on Benny a lot more, and it probably kind of pushed a lot more of the human stuff to the side, because Benny was quite an idiot in this, and he is just it's a lovable idiot. Like the other one, Jack, I think his name is just, it's just so dry. But at least Benny's just like, Benny loves you, and just pops away. That's it. But he wasn't perfect as well, because towards the end portion of the movie, he finds out about these other killer dolls, and of course he shouldn't have any knowledge about this, and he's quite stupid. He's very childlike. So for him to find out other people's killer dolls and kind of have a relationship with them and stuff, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But then again, this is a movie about a killer doll, so I don't know why that bothers me so much, but it does. There was a lot of stuff talking about birthdays and children getting rid of their most precious toys. It is mentioned quite a few times throughout the movie, and the guy and the girl who had this kind of love interest kind of thing. I thought they were going to get connected by it, but in the end, it was more of them. It was more of them kind of mentioning it, and then the guy buggering off and not actually doing anything about it. I would have actually liked them to actually have a connection and actually have figured out that was happening throughout all of them, and that if you were to get rid of your dolls, they would come alive and try and kill you. That would have been cool. And speaking of plot lines just left there, what happened to the woman in the cellar? She hides in the cellar, she sees Benny twice in two different occasions, and she's hiding obviously in the cellar. But then when the finale comes and all the chaos is done and stuff like that, there's no mention of her whatsoever. So did she just starve to death? What happened to her? As I said, it's an alright movie. Look, it was a decent way to kill time. Did it feel like an hour and a half? No, it felt like it was a lot longer than an hour and a half. But it wasn't the worst way to start 31 Days of Horror. What did you guys choose for your first movie? Tomorrow's movie will be Smile, if you're interested.